But wrestling guys, let's try to hurry up and get this done as quick as possible. Favorite Goldberg moment? I picked Goldberg out because obviously, where did he go to school? Where did he play college football at?
UGA.
Hey,
Yeah,
there
of
you go.
course. Of
I will
course.
go first. Other than him beating Hulk Hogan at the Georgia Dome, which it was great because I watched WWE Legends and how he celebrated with his former teammates. I gotta say his return. I gotta say when he came to the WWE in 2003, him versus The Rock in Backlash, and then his when he made his appearance and then he speared the hell out of The Rock. That to me, and also the Elimination Chamber match. Remember when he speared Chris Jericho in the Elimination Chamber?
Yes.
That was
Steered
a
him through
beautiful.
the glass.
And,
That was a
and
beautiful
how he
sight.
broke the glass on Triple H.
Yeah. That was monstrous. That was
What's your
monstrous.
favorite moments from the great Bill Goldberg?
I'll go first. I stand on business when I said Goldberg should have won the World Heavyweight Championship in that Elimination Chamber. I stand on business on that because Goldberg was never more hotter, was never more over, and Triple H just was like, "Yeah, no, we're not losing." I'm just like, "What are you doing?" He finally wins the World Heavyweight Championship. Nobody cares, and it pisses me off to this day. But I digress. I have a couple that stand out. His return back what was it 2016, and that build up to that Survivor Series match with Brock Lesnar and the match itself, because I love the unpredictability of it because nobody saw that coming. But I think reports was they were short on time, so they changed it up. Kudos to Brock for being willing to eat that. Kudos to Brock for being willing to eat that, because I don't know how many dudes would have been willing to eat that, and he ate that like a champ. To get Goldberg squashing Brock Lesnar, and folks got to understand, this is still final boss destroying everybody. Brock Lesnar and Goldberg just beat him in like a minute and some odd second, a minute 20 some. Yeah, thank you. Like, kudos to Brock for eating that like a champ on that. But honestly, I'm gonna just keep it a bug. My favorite Goldberg memory is the streak. It's just flat out. It's the streak, because I think if you look at a lot of wrestlers and you look at their highlight reels of like their greatest moves, their greatest matches, just greatest moments, I feel like one of the greatest highlight reels you will ever see on YouTube are some of the spears from Goldberg's streak. Really like his WCW days, period. But some of the spears he hit on these poor, lonely souls during this streak. I felt so bad for some of these dudes. Some of the spears he hit on some of these bros, like literally folding these men like accordions, like just rough, and just. I think Goldberg has one of the greatest highlight reels like ever. Like if you look at the streak and even after the streak, like one of my favorite spears I ever seen him hit was a match. It was a match on WCW Thunder against Kiwi, and Homeboy came out the gates and he just throwing bombs. So Homeboy decides he's gonna try to hit a springboard, I guess, cross body on Goldberg, and Goldberg just says, "Nah, I'm just gonna spear you out of the air." So just for me, honestly, it's the streak and just how organic it was, and the build to, him winning the United States Championship against Raven, to winning the World Heavyweight title against Hollywood Hogan. Just that whole 173 match win streak, I feel is my favorite because it was how they did it. WCW, like in the late 90s, didn't get a lot right. They got that right. So I give them. They didn't get the ending. They didn't get how it ended right. But the way they built up Goldberg and made him a superstar. They got him right. So kudos to them for that. So yeah, for me, my favorite Goldberg moment is definitely the streak.
Champ.
I'll be quick, man. Look, the best Goldberg moment had to be at Road Wild, 1998, when he jackhammered the Big Show back then, who was named the Giant. When they had that little small battle royal there. And back then, it wasn't like the Big Show is now. Big Show kind of stubby a little bit now. Back then, Big Show was, he was in the prime shape of his career. And for you to lift up, and he held him up in the air for a long time. For you to get up the Giant and get him up in a jackhammer like that, that was nothing short of amazing, man. Got to include that match against Hollywood Hogan. But I think one of his more underrated matches was him and DDP in Halloween Havoc. I think that was one of his better matches. I think when you look back on his career, that will be one that stands out. It wasn't a lot of good matches that you would say it was not one of those knockdown, drag out situations. But I say one of his better matches was Halloween Havoc. That was one of the last pay-per-views I ordered from WCW.
Great ones. Oh, I also love the monster truck one that Goldberg drove, and then he demolished. Who were the wrestlers' car that he destroyed when he was driving the monster truck?
Rest in peace, Sid Vicious.
That was good, though. That was good.
And Sid Vicious provided one of the greatest scenes of acting I've ever seen out of a wrestler in my life.
He did.